How's it going, guys? It is the Max Nerd back for the video. Today we are back with our Week 3 battle versus Laxmus, or Laxed, and the Sleeping Snorlax. Make sure to check him out. He's in the description below, his Twitch and all that. But anyways, let's get into the team. Um, oh shucks. I do not have the thing pulled up. But he decided to bring, Superior, what that, Machoke, give me a sec while I pull this up real quick. Machoke, Tangrowth, his Zemon, Snorlax, Chandelure, and Mega Glalie. Well, he rocked out with Braviar, Goodra, Sylveon, Crocodile, Mega Venusaur, and Delphox. Delphox being our Zemon. That is not what I wanted to open up. We brought a Choice Scarf to Braviary with Brave Bird Return, U-Turn, and Superpower, I believe. To outspeed any like Superior, for an example. Our AV Gudra, I believe. Physical with Outrage. Okay, it just pulled up, I believe. So give me 1 second. There we go. Yep, AV with Sap Sipper to stop the Superior from setting up a bunch. Physical, like I said, Outrage, Earthquake, Iron Tail, and Fire Punch. Basically max HP and the max attack adamant. Next we have Sylveon here, with the leftovers Pixelate, Hyper Voice, Wish, Toxic, and Heal Bell. Our support, especially defensive. Next we have our Crocodile, with the Soft Sand. I wanted something to boost his attack, but I didn't want him to be constantly whittled down by Life Whip, so I ran Soft Sand with the Intimidate, Earthquake, Knockoff, Stone Edge, and Stealth Rocks. With a kind of bulky attacker, he had enough speed to outspeed, I want to say max speed, Togekiss. So I did that, and then we had Mega Venusaur here, Sludge Bomb, Giga Drain, Knockoff, and Synthesis. Synthesis obviously to heal up, Knockoff just because it's a good move overall, and to hit the Chandelure. Giga Drain and Sludge Bomb for stabs, with a relatively defensive set, mostly defensive, with a little bit in special defense. And lastly, we have David Duke, our Delphox, holding the Psyche MZ with the Blaze, Fire Blast, Psychic Hypnosis Combine. It's kind of like a not as well circuitry. It was meant to get the Hypnosis off and then go for the Calm Mind, to set up a little bit in a sweep, with max special attacks and Modest, and then an Ice Pad Crept. When I speed creep, like maybe I want to say also a Togekiss. But anyways, let's hop into this. This was a relatively short battle, very just like offensive from both sides. We are going to get challenged by Laxmus here. And I believe here I decided, yeah, I believe with 128 the Braviary, because I know that Nethron's team really wanted to take like anything from me. So, especially Brave Bird, he led off with this thing, maybe predicting my Crocodile. Here, I just switched. He decided to swap out here because he didn't want to take a Brave Bird, and he went into Bernice, the Glalie here, not Mega yet, and I just went straight for the Brave Bird for the damage because I don't believe anything on his team wanted to switch into one and then take one afterwards. I see that did so much damage, obviously I want to be taking recoil. And here, I didn't want to risk him not going for Ice Shard, even though it was the obvious play, and like getting a big hit on something like my because I really wanted to go into Mega Venusaur, but if you go for just like with not Ice Shard, like Ice Cold Crash or Ice Finger or whatever, that was gonna hurt a non-Mega Glalie since I didn't have Thick Fat yet. So I decided to stay in. He ended up going for the Ice Shard, like I said, and I just ended up going for the Bravery here to knock out this this Mega Glalie second turn, bring us up 5-4. Although we are very, very weak at this point, but as long as he doesn't set up rocks, we're fine. Here he decided to go to Togetic, and I knew this thing could set up if I swapped out, but I really liked the pressure that Bravery put on his team because I outsped it, and I just threw off the Brave Bird. So I swapped here into my Goodra because I'm specially defensive, and he just decides straight up to go for the Nasty Plot, which is very, very scary. But what did I do here? I swapped out and then went to Sylveon because I knew it was my speed at full, and I could take 2 hits from a non-invested a non-invested surfboard, Togekiss, but he ended up getting the crit actually, which really sucked, because I would have liked to have gotten like a Toxic off or a Hyper Voice off, which I was guaranteed to get if he didn't get the crit, but he ended up going for the Air Slash here, not knowing it doesn't include the kill, in case maybe to get the flinch, I assume, but he ends up killing my Sylveon, and that really sucks for me personally, because Machoke kind of put in some work. I wanted to David Duke here, and I really wanted to go for the Z Hypnosis and start setting up, but I knew I just couldn't risk the miss and then getting hit very hard. So rather than going for the Z Hypnosis, I decided just to go for the Z Shattered Psyche, aka or Z Psychic. As you're gonna see here, we're gonna get all powered up. Mad Delphox gonna just go for the Z-move onto this this thing, and at this point we're gonna see what kind of set it is, and we're gonna see based on the damage that it is actually more offensive, very little to no HP investment. But because of the HP investment we put into our Delphox, we are able to live the Air Slash and just able to go for the Psychic to pick up the kill on the Togekiss, although it did took out Sylveon and nearly killed our Delphox. You know, I'm glad we stopped it from doing any more work. Here he decided to go in his Superior, and I decided to go swap out because I knew Delphox could outspeed a lot of his team and put on some pressure because I can still go for a normal Hypnosis and get up some Calm Mind and stuff. He goes for Leaf Storm in order to get the +2 boost, but we are just going to get the attack raise. And he ends up going for the Dragon Pulse here, or he tried to go for the special attack rage, thanks to the contrary, although we sap super it up and get an attack raise ourselves, which is good since we're physical. He goes for the Dragon Pulse, it does almost nothing to us. We go for the Outrage and just straight up kill the Superior, just OHKO it. Really good for us. Here he decides to go into his Machoke, and I just locked in Outrage obviously, so I just have to go for it again. We do a solid like 80% to it with it, and I get confused, and he ends up going for the Ice Punch here. And because looking at this, it did like a solid 60%. You know, I could tell based on the damage that he is very offensive. And we are gonna hit the EQ here. I hit EQ because it was just a safe play, and you know, down it goes. Because I didn't really want to be locked into Outrage, in case I wanted to keep my thing around. But he's gonna die to EQ there. He decided to go into Laximus. I expected this thing offensive because he loves to bring offensive Snorlax. I don't know, he just likes to do it. I went for the Outrage, I want to say. I might have went for the Superpower. I'm not really too sure. I didn't have Superpower. Yeah, I went for the Outrage. But I'm going to hit myself Confusion and die. He goes for the Ice Punch, I believe. I go into this thing because I know I can do a lot to it. And since he is intimidated, I can just 2-KO with an Earthquake. And if he wants, and he could swap into Chandelure since, you know, it's just very weak at the moment. Or it's very weak in comparison in a 1v1 situation to a this thing, my Crocodile, because it doesn't want to take either of my stabs. So I just continue to go for the EQ here. He did go for the Ice Punch, doing a little bit under half. Like I said, meaning he was offensive. And I'm just going to pick up the EQ kill on the Snorlax. Here, he sends out this thing, and I did not want to risk him being, you know, offensive or anything like, or I didn't want to risk switching into Purple Haze on a Flamethrower because, like I said, I don't have the thing yet. I don't have my my thick fat, but I just let him take me out. I go into Mega Venusaur here and Mega Evolve, knowing that I could take a Flamethrower here. And I decided to go into this because I wanted to get the knockoff, because if he was Scarfed, he could kill my entire team with the Flamethrower. Maybe minus this thing, but he didn't know that I had knockoff at the time. So I was just able to go into this thing and go for a knockoff. You know, taking off his Scarf, which is good because he would have outsped my entire team. Therefore, me losing the game there. If I didn't, he's just gonna end up going for the Flamethrower. I managed to live. I go for another knockoff here and just barely miss out on the kill. Him living on like 1 HP, and so I just let him take me out here because I couldn't swap into anything else. So down goes my Mega Venusaur, and I decided here just to let, if it'll hurry up, down goes my Mega Venusaur. I just decide to let my Braviary come in and go for the Brave Bird, I believe. Yep, Brave Bird. And just pick up the final kill on this Chandelure. We are 2-0 now against Lax. Or not 2-0. Well, yes, we are 2-0 versus him. But we're now 3-0 throughout the entire season. Next week we play Bobby, our replacement coach. We will see how we do versus him. Make sure you go check out Lax. Great guy. He'll be in the description below. Anyways, guys, sorry, it's kind of quick. I don't have a lot of time on my hand. But anyways, guys, this has been Shooting Mexican. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you do enjoy, make sure to hit that like and make sure to hit that subscribe button. But anyways, I'm out. Peace.